Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to be a Star Wars film by director J.J. Abrams that will be used as a foundation to create new Star Wars lore surrounding the Jedi, the Sith, and the Force in general as a way to benefit the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren as they gain knowledge of both the light side and the dark sides of the Force. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one exciting aspect of Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film, but it's also going to be a movie that's going to introduce new Star Wars characters into the current Disney canon, as well as taking elements from Star Wars Legends and inserting it into Disney and Lucasfilm's take on the Star Wars franchise, which to me I think is a great move and a step in the right direction. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically a description of a sequence where it's explained that Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren are said to be on a journey to finding the Dark Spire, where they are in search of a new secret related to the dark side. It's explained that during their travels, they are said to eventually find the Dark Spire and enter to meet with the Forger, who eventually puts Kylo Ren's helmet back together into one piece. Eventually, the Forger guides Kylo and his Knights of Ren down to a place called the Shrines of the Sith, which is said to be a location full of ancient Sith lore and knowledge. It's described that one of the scenes is said to involve a moment in which Kylo Ren discovers a large Sith shrine that stands around 70 feet high that was created hundreds of years ago, based on ancient Sith lords, where there is said to be an ancient Sith language written on the stone structure, to which the Forger is able to translate it to Kylo Ren. It's explained that the Forger translates the name of the ancient lord to Darth and Didu. It's explained that Darth and Didu was often referred to as the immortal God King, and was able to be the creator of the Darth title that was made for so many Sith Lords to take on so many years on forward. Now, it's explained that Darth and Didu was one of the first Sith Lords to discover the ability to become a spirit to live on forever, where his spirit was eventually destroyed many years after he became a Sith spirit, also known as a Sith Wraith. It's explained that this was an original Sith in Star Wars Legends that Disney is now bringing into the current canon as the first Darth. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I think that this is a very good move by Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, we all know that they are prepping for the new expanded universe in, of course, 2020, which is where we're going to have a lot of new books, novels, comics, graphic novels, video games, you name it, that's really going to expand everything related to the Star Wars franchise. And The Rise of Skywalker is the first step to the new EU. So, in this particular scenario, Kylo Ren goes down to the Shrines of the Sith, which is said to be an ancient area that lies beneath the Dark Spire, which is a castle-like structure that belongs to the ancient being who is thousands of years old, who is called the Forger, a monkey wolf-like creature that actually develops Kylo Ren's helmet and puts it back together into one piece once again. So let's go over Darth and Didu. Now, Darth and Didu was actually said to be the first Sith to take on the Darth title. He created the Darth title himself. And Darth and Didu was one of the first Sith Lords to discover the ability to become a Sith Wraith, also known as a Sith Spirit, which was eventually destroyed some time ago. Now, what I like about Darth and Didu is that he's also known as the Immortal God King, which sounds very intense, right? It sounds very intimidating as a villain, if you will. Now, to me, that this is a great way for Disney and Lucasfilm to really explore the ancient ways of the dark side. We do know that a certain part of the Episode 9 plot is that Kylo Ren is on a search, or is on a journey, if you will, to discover many of the secrets related to the dark side, and is looking for the very depths of the dark side in The Rise of Skywalker. So that's another thing to look out for here. Now, this shrine is said to stand around 70 feet high. So that only tells you how deep the actual Shrines of the Sith is going to be below the actual Dark Spire castle structure. So keep in mind that at the very minimum, alright, the Shrines of the Sith is actually 70 feet high itself. So with that being said, This particular scenario basically gives us an idea of what Disney and Lucasfilm were trying to do, with of course not just the ancient ways of the dark side and the light side, but also the first Darth. Basically, taking that element from Star Wars Legends of Darth and Dooku and bringing him back into, of course, the new canon by Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, of course, we're going to learn more about Darth and Dooku in the forms of comics, books, and novels in 2020 and 2021, where the new EU will be explored for a very long time. And let's not forget the old EU was a library's worth of Star Wars content. So it's going to be very exciting to see exactly what they're going to explore in The Rise of Skywalker throughout the 2020s, and of course how that's going to expand off of The Rise of Skywalker throughout the 2020s, right? Everything that comes after that movie, I should say. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.